Pat going first, there being a discard of a Haunting Rendition to cover the one, cover a potential flick, generating one rune chant. It starts a very solid start for Justin.
Keeping himself unmarked, so important for the Arachne to get that mark early.
So seeing the other one come across here, I think if you're Pat, I think you still probably go ahead and flick if there's no blocks.
I think so.
Because that will eat up the second prevention, and one comes through. But Justin probably, in my guess, he's going to just give a card here, prevent the shenanigans.
Because Haunting Rendition is the next 2 damage you take are prevented, correct?
Yes.
So he does still have Flick Installation here. And if he can manage to... Oh, now this is interesting because he has to block 4 here.
Yep. Okay.
Otherwise, the Flick can eat that prevention and take his arsenal off this Leave No Witnesses.
So it looks like we're joining on turn 1 with Justin having the first turn, banishing a card, taking a blood debt. So ping into Leave No.
Looks like Arsenal should be hitting the banish zone as well.
Yes, and then they have just resolving it. Yeah, so banishing a widespread ruin. And
I don't think Justin's upset about that.
No, now it can be just a tough spot if you continually have like 2 or 3 blood debt. That's just a ticking clock. But overall, Justin still can send a pretty solid turn on limited cards in hand.
I don't think we see any auras having been set up, just the 2 rune chants.
So
I do think aura setup is a massive factor in this matchup.
Yep.
We're now already at 3 attacks. Oh, there it is. Yep.
And there's a red Malefic. So
potentially coming in for 3 and 6.
That's the yellow. So I think yellow's 5.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
3 and 5.
Yes.
Not too shabby.
Not bad at all.
Still going to come with you have to deduct the blood debt from that value on the turn cycle, but still nothing we're too unhappy about here. If you're Pat, I'm just looking at this. Oh, I did just see a Justinic in Pat's hand, meaning he is on that list popularized by Nova Chan in a recent calling win. Looking to take advantage of some of these, frankly, just bad blues that Mario is forced to play quite a lot. Outside of Persuasive Prognosis, most of the blues in the deck are not great.
Accurate.
And I think Pat very correctly identifying, you know what, sitting on this Justinic, I don't have the time to do that. I don't have the space to do that. There will be other opportunities.
Yep, Pat having a pretty solid 2-card hand to follow up. Looks like a Pain in the Backside and a Mark of the Black Widow. So just overall, 3 go again into the Black Widow, Mark of the Black Widow to potentially banish a card. Give a good reason to flick that first clave. Clear out the spot for a Calycera. No, this is perfectly fine. I'd be happy to be in Pat's seat at this point.
And Mark of the Black Widow can be an interesting card against Vynnset. Half the time you end up doing them a favor.
For sure.
Particularly if they've taken damage. You could see another Pain in the Backside. Now that is interesting. Just simply asking for more cardboard from Justin.
Absolutely.
Do you want to turn this into a 0-for-4 with upside? Or would you like to block?
Yeah. And we're seeing Justin's already down to 34. Justin has taken 2 turns. Pat's still at 40. Pat's preserved his life total pretty well. He's 37. He took 3 rune chants. My apologies. Yep, so just covering this up with a reduced rune chant, go up to 3 rune chants. And now, Mark of the Black Widow.
Now, Black Mark. I bet he wishes he had that reduced rune chant still.
Because it would have been really filthy to, after the flick, just cover the 4.
Absolutely.
And say, which sure is, as Arachne, you don't necessarily mind. Okay, uses a Haunting Rendition to prevent the flick, generate a 4th rune chant. That's solid heads up play. Prevent the flick.
Good job of staying unmarked as well, which, earlier we saw in Arachne very quickly just find that red Orb Weaver Spinneret, of which they only have 3 copies now. They're no longer allowed to play Rainbow Orb Weaver for several months now. So Arachnes have been relying on that early hat block to flip into Orb Weaver.
So Justin on his third turn, Tunic to 3, banishing a Cull, and now getting to play out with 5 Rune Chants and what looks like another Deathly Wail. Looks like it's a red pitch, so that would come in for 6.
Are we seeing a 1-card 11 right now?
With a little bit of work, but yeah,
A little bit of work.
a little bit of work.
And, maybe -2 from some blood debt. We may see a call played here to stem that bleeding a little bit. Pat's trying to keep his hand.
Yep. I mean, yeah, 2 of the blocking cards can adding an additional point of value on the offensive turn, kind of that little bit of turn cycle overlap.
It can be very, very tempting as an aggro player to look at these non-disruptive turns from Vynnset and think, send me the bill. It's just damage. That's not Pat, though. Yep. He's saying, I don't need this up sticks and run. I'm not going to... I suspect that means we're not going to see dagger attacks this turn.
Yes. And almost certainly it's just a bunch of 2 blocks, and this looks to me like he wanted to try to set up, but Justin going ahead and leveraging the Cull to get that last card out of hand, the Codex.
Yep.
Pat
can't be happy about that one.
But Justin playing that nicely, preventing that well-known 1-card Codex and to leave no.
What's the highest value Codex play you've ever seen, Charlie? Off the top of your head.
I have been Codex attacked by an overcrowded for 9.
For 9?
Yes.
Wow, okay. Your story's better than mine.
Yeah.
I was just going to say a number, but throwing overcrowded in there, that's incredible.
Yeah. Now, it's not as good as Codex on the back of Rain Razors.
Sure. I remember those days. Well.
Yes.
Pat drawing back up. We see a Justinic, Kiss of Death. I think, is that another Codex at the back? Didn't quite get a look at that. Justin looking pretty comfortable at... Looks like we have a Malefic with 1 counter left.
Yep,
3 Rune Chants.
33, banishing a Deep Recesses, going up to 4 Rune Chants. So he with the Cull.
It looks like Pat's time in the blender is not over.
Most certainly, that's a Rune Blood incantation to kind of turn, get some additional Rune Chants, kind of built-in setup, using the Tunic counter for it, so it doesn't require that card in hand. Justin still has what looks to be 2 cards in hand.
We see a very fancy Rune Chant token being sported by Justin, signed by the artist.
Mm-hmm.
That Rune Chant was brought back for Justin from Yokohama by a very handsome fellow. And
I'm sure he's a heck of a dad and a heck of a cook at that.
We try. Justin, considering his options here, I think we're almost certainly going to see that Deep Recesses come out to play.
Still presenting 10, getting an additional Rune Chant on the back. You can see probably some creeper shenanigans.
Definitely seems viable, given 2 cards left in hand. Come in with that widespread as well. Just saying, hey, how much are you willing to take to keep that grip? So and there's going to be a call in the mix there, almost assuredly.
Using the Tunic, using the AB being 3 plus Tunic, covering 4, blocking for 6 with a Justinic and a Kiss of Death. Pat playing very disciplined here.
Indeed.
Just taking his time.
Has Justin taken damage this turn?
No.
No Vynnset activation. So unless we have a Spellbound Creepers activation, in order to trigger Vynnset's hero ability, with that beautiful artist-proof Vynnset, by the way, we need to call that out.
Yeah,
looks like Justin's going for an Arsenal set passing the turn, if I'm not mistaken.
Looks like it. So you will have...
Save that cold for another day.
Yep, now, Justin will, after the start of turn triggers have resolved, end up with 3 Rune Chants.
There's the codex.
there's-
I was so fearful that Justin was going to find a way to take damage and banish another codex with that same call. That would have been quite miserable for Pat. However, he is getting to actualize that tried and true codex of frailty play for the assassin. Just bring in leave no witnesses. Saying, hey, get me some cardboard.
like, and sure, a lot of times this just ends up being card plus one piece of armor, but that you have to work through the armor at some point.
Correct. No cards here threatening any pumps or no shreds. Nothing in play here. Everything's face up. Justin knows what he has to do.
Yep. So Justin just opting to keep the armor around, getting rid of 2 cards. There's eloquent eulogy plus what I think might have been another rune gate attack. And Pat resolving the ponder. Now with 2 Justinics gone, some of those blues could end up as tough arsenal targets.
His clunk potential has definitely gone up.
Yes.
That being said, these players are playing very carefully, very methodically.
Yep.
We have every opportunity to see the third and even the third codex at this point. There's a lot of game left to play.
Most certainly. So, yep. Like I mentioned, Justin going up to 3 rune chance after the start of turn, banishing another coal. Still has that widespread ruin and banish. Is he firing off the coal with his action point? I think he was thinking about it.
Interesting. Here's the call. Banishing another Runegate card.
So,
Justin saying, I don't think I want to keep trading 2-card hands with you.
so
I'm going to set up for a big turn.
yep. And with Pat kind of largely playing that patient game, this is a spot where he can really kind of turn the corner. After Blood Debt triggers at the end of the turn, Justin's going to be at 27. And that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, time to put your pedal on the gas. Put a foot on the pedal.
Yeah, Pat will not have Tunic on 3, but can still do quite a bit.
Both players here are 2-1 on the day.
Yes.
The winner of this round will be locked for top 8.
Yes, and the winner of the round will be locked for top 8, and the loser still has a shot.
Still very alive.
Yes, depending on if they started at 2-0, very feasible. They could go 2-0 to 2-2 to 3-2. We are at 19 players overall, so we're kind of just over that threshold of 5 rounds.
Sure. All right, Pat. 4 cards. Let's see the fireworks.
I believe I did see a persuasive, so that is at least a blue to start the turn. Savor Bloodshed, very good start. And the Orb Weaver Spinneret.
He finds his Calicera.
Finally.
Coming in for 5.
Art Desire Mind, I guess, or Body, the blue one. Yes.
An important thing to remember here as the defending player. We have +3 to stealth floating. We have the 1 floating to pay for that Calicera attack, so it can be very easy to deal with the damage at hand and forget that there is already a buff floating for another stealth attack.
Yep.
And that's a very interesting way for Pat to sequence this, because if he were to hold on to that Orb Weaver Spinneret, Justin could take the damage and then in the damage step play a call at instant speed somehow if he were able to find it,
Yes.
having lost life. Pat playing around the third call in this case.
Yep.
Crazier things have happened though.
No, he's playing it very smart. No, I think that like these.
Gives the defending player the opportunity to maybe miss something if they forget about that floating +3 to stealth.
Yes, and that this dagger attack hitting won't threaten Mark. It's the next dagger attack if this goes through.
If this mark hits, the Savor Bloodshed effect will allow the next dagger attack to draw a card. Now that could potentially add even more value to this turn cycle for Pat, but I have a feeling we're going to see Justin put some cardboard in front of that. He's proven very mark adverse.
Yep.
He's played a fair bit of Mario himself, so he's no stranger to Mario's play patterns.
So it looks like Justin says no blocks, goes down to 22. Mark coming across for the what seems to be the first time this game.
Now we've got 2 go again, plus 3,
So
5 go again.
5 go again.
That resource has been spent.
Yep, five go again with a card in arsenal still and an action point. If this is a third codex, it's pretty brutal. Could be worse if Justin didn't have an arsenal, but still a solid play regardless.
No card draw threatened anymore. Or no, this is the card draw threatened. Yes, because he took the mark. Yeah.
And this is a card draw threaten on a flick.
Which is pretty scary. Mm-hmm. So I think Pat's drawing a card either way.
Most certainly. If he has a retrieve piece in his arsenal, definitely makes a lot of sense to go claveless for a turn.
Justin likes his hand. Send me the bill.
Yep, goes down to 17.
Ooh,
Pat draws.
That's a pretty spicy draw for Pat, actually.
Uses that action point for a persuasive.
And you know what? You're going to give me a card for this. Doesn't have to be, maybe some armor, maybe a little armor block. However, we do have to remember Pat has not yet used flick knives. So if Justin were to put a 1 block in front of it, for example, Pat could flick, mark him again, and bump the persuasive up to 2 from Arachne Marionette's hero ability. Yep. Plus 1 when to stealth attacks when the opposing hero is marked.
Yep. So a persuasive for 2 gets blocked by a Deadwood Dirge, covering the 2 cleanly.
Yeah, Rune Chant economy doesn't seem to be Justin's problem. Sitting at 17 playing 33.
Tunic to 2. Rune Blood's going to tick down, plus the banish is going to put him up to 5 rune chance. Justin just deciding on exactly what he's going to banish here. Considering his options, banishes another Deathly Wail. It looks like a red Deathly Wail at that. So another, this time it's a yellow Rune Blood incantation.
Definitely some pain coming in. I don't know that we've seen an additional action point represented yet. Oh, there we go.
There's Beseech the Demagon, which will start. Let's see. It looks like he is going to pay the 1. So one of these 5 rune chances is going to be unpreventable. So he's going to use this Deathly Wail. Going to end up with 3 rune chance on the back end after the Malefic. So he'll be able to send 2 attacks this turn.
Not too shabby.
Not bad at all.
At the very least, probably evening out life totals. Mm-hmm. I do believe I see some blues in Pat's hand. I'll leave no witnesses. So he's got some potential to defend here. But, a 2-card 10 go again, with some work on the back, to get there, of course.
For sure.
A very efficient play here. What if your resources were also damaged?
Yes. So 4 rune chance being taken. Pat going down to 32, from 32 to 28, which does open up Succumb to Temptation.
Indeed. I think the general heuristic being if you're worried about Succumb, if you can't stop all the arcane, you have to full block the physical attack.
Yes. Now with the attacks lining up as they are, it doesn't look like we're going to see triple attack this turn. But we're almost certainly, after this attack goes through, close the chain, generate 2 more rune chance up to 3, send another Deathly Wail after that.
The double gate, not too bad.
Not
Sets
bad
him
at
up
all.
for the next turn.
Yep.
Hasn't used his gloves, hasn't used his grimoire, so emergency buttons remain in place.
Yep. And
You see Pat lining up a block.
which makes a lot of sense. You could feasibly give up 2 cards here, just to prevent potential succumb from ripping a card from your hand.
Succumb reading, and normally not an instant, but if your opponent has taken arcane damage, playable as an instant,
Yes.
and has go again. So when that instant resolves, you do still gain the action point as long as it's during your own turn.
Yes. So, yep.
Not to mention, if the attack hits, you get to take a card from their hand.
So Pat blocking with an under the trap door and a leave no witness to cover the physical, and then it looks like Justin just passing back, kind of opt for a little more setup. He had the opportunity to potentially swing another attack.
Seems to me he just wants a big turn here.
I think so. Yeah, Justin going down to 14 off the blood debt. So they cut from the same cloth into a kiss of death here. This is 7, threatening an 8th point off 2 cards. Not shabby at all.
We could even see we have our boots available for go again if needed, and the life totals the way they are. I would be considering giving up my arcane barrier for an additional chain link.
Yes.
That said, Pat can also simply flick to mark Justin if it looks like the kiss of death is going to hit. Gain go again that way. Gain a damage from the flick, a +1 on the kiss of death, an additional 2 damage. He then has his tunic available to swing with the Calicera. There's another one. And then he can flick the kiss of death finally for an additional 2 damage.
Yeah, and that definitely would line up well if Pat managed to ponder into that third codex. He's been sitting on that card for a minute.
He has.
Rather, no, I take that back. The ponder card was a persuasive. And he had played that this past turn.
Correct.
So
Okay.
he's got something in his arsenal. Don't quite see what it was. Didn't see it last turn.
See, we see a face perk block, the value block, no cards to discard for Pat.
Still drawing one to potentially threaten some more damage. Pat just opting to playing it, very very patient.
I think he's saying, you know what, I'm far enough ahead in life total. I can afford to hang on to my tools here. I don't want to give up my boots. I don't want to give up my clave. He has already seen several retrieve effects, I believe. So he may not be sure when the next one is coming up, and I understand he just doesn't want to give up his clave yet.
Yep. So tuning to 3 for Justin. Justin banishing another Deathly Whale. Tell me if you've heard that one before. Again, the last counter off the Rune Blood incantation. Go up to 5 rune chance. Pretty solid basis for a turn. We're gonna see some type of attack. Very likely a Deathly Whale, because I think he has 2 Deathly Whales and a widespread ruin and banish. So it makes sense if he has a Shadow non-attack in his hand, play the Shadow non-attack, pay the 1, come in with a Deathly Whale, get the 2 rune chance, potentially send another attack behind it, depending on what he has.
Justin's also getting low enough that I am starting to be concerned about letting these blood debt cards sit in my banish zone much longer. He has eaten a fair chunk of life. Playing looks like a Sonata Arcanix.
Yep. Sonata Galaxia X equals 2, which is enough to give it go again.
Yes.
So gonna go get a red Malefic.
Foiling on that Sonata. Beautiful foiling. Even through filming it.
Yep, and the nice gem pack promo Malefics. So with 2 Malefics out, the attack's going to get 2 rune chance on the back. But like you said, with Blood Tet kind of ticking down, Justin being at 14,
we need to get some of these cards out of our banish zone.
Yeah, we're approaching kind of that fight or flight type territory. You have to move at some point. You can't just sit around with 2 cards and 2 blood deck cards and banish. You really have to make strides to clear some of that out.
Particularly with Face Purgatory off the field, you're now getting to a point where every single dagger attack could potentially be for 15.
Yes.
We don't know.
Yeah, good old Hunted Limited. Nope, this is 4. No, this is 17.
You wanted to block the first dagger? That's okay. I'll pump the second one.
Yes. So sending the Deathly Whale for 6 physical with the 5 arcane. Gonna end up with 2 rune chance on the back end. threatening to get a third. Didn't see a shadow non-attack offhand, but if there is one in the arsenal, maybe you threaten some tricks with creepers.
Got to come back to that succumb to temptation threat as well. Pat has to be thinking about that. He has not seen one yet. With 2 cards available to Justin, a tunic available to activate spellbound creepers without investing a card.
So
There's a lot of potential here.
Pat just taking the 5 and going down
Saying,
to 20.
show me, bro.
Yep.
What do you have? Now we're on to the physical.
Pat thinking about, or at least posturing like about with a mask block, which 5 out of 6 of those right now are really good.
Absolutely allowing him to apply a little pressure. The only thing I don't love about that line is unless you have a 4-block D react, it does make it a little awkward to block out the attack if that is your intention.
Yes.
Which we could still see that succumb to temptation played out of arsenal or hand. We're seeing here comes the tunic activation, creepers activation
on a dirge to go again. Gonna get rid of that the rune blood that was sitting there at 0 counters. Because notably that doesn't go away immediately; it goes away at the start of the following turn.
max value.
Max value out of that rune blood incantation. So going back up to 4 rune chance, getting his action point back, getting to send another Deathly Wail at the end of it. So just Pat's already taken damage. This is still the same chain. So at the break, when this chain breaks, there's going to be at least 2 rune chance generated. Exactly 2 rune chance generated. Setting Justin up
Per Deathly Wail, correct?
Pretty nicely. It's going to be a 1 per.
Okay, yeah, right.
Justin hasn't lost life yet.
Because Deadwood Dirge is not a shadow action,
Yes.
He didn't have the opportunity to pay the 1 life.
Yes, and Sonata Galaxia, yes, it is Sonata Galaxia. Sonata Galaxia also just being a generic Rune Blood card, not a shadow card, not able to pay the 1. So, yep, looks like Pat's just gonna take the 4
Send me the
arcane,
bill,
go down
bro.
to 10, and then. Well, it looks to me like, is that an inertia trap in hand?
That is what I see as well.
And then maybe like an incision.
Are we still considering physical blocks?
I think Pat just considering how many rune chants are coming off of this, which confirming he will get 2 currently.
No way around that. So we took the rune chant stack. Still have physical to face down. Pat thumbing 2 cards to block yet again. I don't think he wants to go to 4.
I don't think so. I think this is in Pat's seat. I think this is a perfectly fine approach. Still at 10. This is the turn that Justin needed to really kind of push back.
I am so impressed by these Vynnset players being able to see the vision of these long games. Mm-hmm. Not particularly long, actually. I mean, we saw 25 minutes, but very patiently. Yeah, sure. I'll take 7, 8, 9 blood dead over the course of the game.
Yep.
But setting up these situations where the defending player is just forced to give cards, put themselves out of the driver's seat a little bit in order to stay healthy. Yep. And through all that, Justin still set up with multiple auras for next turn.
Yes. So 2 rune chances, chain close. Patrick giving 2 cards, one of those being the inertia trap we saw. And then, Tunic's on 3, so that is certainly not a nothing here. We're gonna see what I believe is that an upsticks?
I believe I saw an upsticks and I thought I saw another kiss of death, but might be mistaken. Taking a look through the opponent's yard, always a good idea if you're not sure. what could be coming. If I'm Pat, I'm thinking, well, I've seen about 17 Deathly Whales so far. I didn't know that it came in more than 3 colors.
Yep. All the colors of the rainbow.
Indeed.
So, okay.
Pain in the backside.
backside.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Solid start.
That makes me think that up 6 and run is destined for the Arsenal.
Yeah. And that might also be the card I thought was up sticks.
Yeah. Or we're simply saying, hey, do you want to respect this?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to close the chain, play my up sticks, activate my tunic, and come in for 5.
So
Maybe not threatening to end the game, but efficient.
Yep. So paying the one with the tunic to swing up sticks Calycera for 5. This is just decent math overall. Justin blocking with a reduced to rune chant, generating
Correct.
rune chant number 3. Going to cover 4 of that, take 1, go down to 12.
That's a 5 value D react.
That's not bad at all. So,
Pat drawing up.
yeah.
Justin getting ready for his next salvo.
Yeah, Justin coming back, 2 cards in hand, having to banish one of them. But that's not necessarily a problem. So yeah, Tunic will go back up to 1 because he used it last turn. So yep, Justin banishing a widespread annihilation, going up to 4 rune chance. That widespread is already live. Let's see, kind of comes from this. Looks like another rune blood incantation, pitching a reduced to rune chant. So setting up for even further turns. The way that this game is going, it seems like Pat's playing it kind of patient, but so who knows if we're going to see all 3 turns though? Like the Arachne deck can really push through damage. Now this particular turn, widespread annihilation, this is going to demand cardboard.
It demands cardboard. Perhaps we are going to consider some armor blocks.
Yes.
With the right hand, I could see trying to just hold and push, but
Yep. So Pat just opting to give up the whole hand here. I don't hate it. I think you were going to lose a card almost certainly.
correct.
Or rather, no matter what, with the widespread annihilation. If you take damage, you lose a card. You might as well just preserve the cards in deck.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Force you're still getting 1 point of damage in through blood debt. So Justin down to 11. Pat drawing back up.
Back to Justin.
So yep, Justin's going to go up to 3 rune chants here. After the banish, it has 1 more counter left on that Malefic. So after this turn, or after this first attack, he'll have at least 1 rune chant to carry over into the next turn. I don't know if he quite has the setup. We haven't seen the hand really. Eloquent Eulogy is definitely a piece that makes those big turns possible.
I remember when that came out. I want to say Bright Lights.
I think was it Mistveil? I think somewhere between Bright
No.
Lights, Heavy Hitters. And Mistveil.
I think you're right. I think it's Mistveil because I
Mistveil.
remember all these Vynnset players being very excited for a 1-cost rune gate.
Yes.
Definitely fits their curve. It fills a gap that they had from the start.
Just
Can be a source of additional action points as well.
and incredible artwork. I mean, Federico is just an all-time.
Absolutely.
Like Federico and Escher both just unreal.
Deadwood Dirge, Sonata Galaxia.
Sonata Galaxia grabbing another aura, probably another. It's some type of incantation. Red Malefic here.
5 rune chance. I think we're assuredly going to see that widespread in the banish be played.
Yes.
If I am seeing that correctly, looks like a little bit of a blue tint to that art. Oh, yeah, widespread ruin.
Yes.
So a little less dangerous.
So, okay, I like this line. This is saying I want this eloquence token to potentially go way over the top. So this generates the 2 rune chance on the back. It's still 5 arcane and 4 physical. Still nothing to sneeze at. I think if I'm in Pat's shoes, being at 10, if you can prevent this damage, you may have to give up. You know, if you have 2 blues, you give up. You can give up the 2 blues and then a card and like the hat, or again you give up all 4 cards. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Arachne is quite as blue dense these days.
I think we're normally seeing anywhere from like 12 to 15 blues.
For sure.
I think Nova Chan's list a little heavier, which, with Pat being on Justinic, I think we are probably trending that way.
Probably maybe trending more towards like the 18-ish. That's still, it means that the double blue hands at this stage of the game are still not as frequent. When we see that third Justinic in hand. So I think Pat's kind of faced with a tough decision here.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm not mistaken, let's say these rune chants or this eloquence hits, Justin closes the chain. He gets an eloquence token. If he has a cull or a funeral moon in hand, he can play those at instant speed.
Yes.
However, normally they don't have go again. Well, that eloquence token could open up to gaining an action point off the eloquence token and then potentially playing out this widespread ruin that is sitting in the banished as well. Pat has to be thinking about these things.
For sure. So Pat taking the 5 rune chance, the eloquence is guaranteed. And then staring down 4 physical, Pat's at 5, which is uncomfortable, to say the least. And still staring down this, which giving up this third Justinic on a block kind of shows, okay, I don't have the means to make use of this right now. So and that makes sense. The blues are going to be better served for pitching, for Arcane Barrier at this point.
Indeed.
So covering 3, take another 1, go down to 4.
Does Justin have any tricks?
Yep. Does Justin have something that he can use the eloquence for? If not, then this is very, very likely just something he can pivot off of next turn to really gain some leverage.
And there it is.
There it is, the Funeral
Moon.
So generating another rune chant, getting his action point back, and now he's going to present another 9 points of damage this turn, and notably clearing out the Blood Debt stack.
Incredible.
Very well navigated at this point by Justin.
Am I ready to play Vynnset? Because that's a tricky line, right?
I mean, off our past 2 events, I've gushed over Vynnset lines. At this rate, I should just
the value is incredible.
Go build it. Like there's just so many.
It's a very thinky deck.
Yes.
Sometimes you want to go and just jam some games with your buddies. Other times you want to think all day. Looks like today's a think day for Justin. 2 and 6 off your 3 cards, sir. Looks like we took the 2 arcane.
Going down to 3, and then Pat likely just giving up 2/3 blocks.
Maybe armor. We've still got 3 block in armor. 4 if you count the flick knives, which I don't.
So,
okay. I was mistaken. I guess he didn't take the rune gates.
Pitching the Codex of Inertia, giving up a T-Tox and T-Tox Command and Conquer, banishing a Kiss of Death off the top to the widespread ruin. So Pat's just going to tunic to 2.
Draw up.
Yep, and now Justin doesn't have as much big setup now without Blood Debt, but he's also didn't take any Blood Debt damage last turn.
That helps.
So that's, like, at this stage of the game, being at 10.
Not actively killing yourself is a great path to victory in my experience.
In pretty much any way in life, no matter how you slice it.
I generally just advise it.
Yes.
In a recent game against Justin, I remember maybe a similar state like this, and him looking at his hand as the Vynnset player going, well, they didn't fix this. She has a lot of tricks. She has a lot more consistency than she once did, but she can still be prone to just some inconsistent draws.
Yes.
That being said, Justin still has his emergency buttons in place.
That he does. Still has. I believe that's a Vexing Coal hand that he's just been sitting on, waiting for the right moment. So we have Banishing a Deathly Whale. Stop me if you've heard this before. Generating another rune chat, getting the Rune Blood Incantation, meaning it now he has 2. So
One more.
he's
and
got
that Deathly Whale is live.
He's got 2 buttons that can give him more rune chants. Although I think he'd prefer to use Tunic for Grimoire as an easy out there. Looks like he's just gonna settle to pitch
The
a
alternate
blue.
mode of
Yeah.
Deep Recesses to be pitched as a blue.
Yes. Save it for later. Set up 2 more rune chants on the back, sending this Deathly Whale in. See, this is 2 arcane and 5 physical, which is a little bit awkward. Pat at 3.
$13 left. Still plenty of time for this game to come to a natural conclusion. Mario, not one of those decks that can really reliably. I believe that in the past, Mario's game plans into Vynnset have been fatigue. I'm not sure that is viable anymore. I
don't
think
think
the
so.
Deep Recesses, Cull shenanigans just make it too costly, too risky.
Yep. And with Marionette playing as many 2 blocks as they do,
It just doesn't go that well.
it's very difficult to pivot to that game plan. And we've seen that come up in a couple of spots.
It's true. But considering defenses, almost assuredly going to be giving a card to these rune chants. I don't think he wants to go to 1.
Nope. You don't want to be deterministically dead to a shadow attack or
true.
shadow non-attack.
It's true.
So pitching 2 red, 2 blocks to cover the 2 rune chants.
I think he's just saying, hey, I'm going to wait for you to brick.
Yep, and then just giving up 5 or giving up the what looks like an Upsticks and a Saber Bloodshed to cover the 5. Just cleanly covering that out. Justin going down to 9 from Blood Debt. Still having that blue Deathly Whale and Banish.
When does 9 feel like more than 9? When your opponent's at 3 and you have all the tempo.
Yes.
I think Justin feels very comfortable. We'll see if his deck obliges Pat and gives him a clunkier hand here, though. But with all those auras on the field, I think it's going to be pretty hard
Yeah. It's
to not send back meaningful pressure.
for sure. It will be a couple of turns before Justin's in a spot where he bricks. Getting 2 more rune chants at the start of turn thanks to the Banish and the Rune Blood Incantation. Going back up to 4 rune chants with a widespread destruction. So Pat's still with a card in Arsenal. So Shadow Puppetry and Justin paying the life, going down to 8. So this first rune chant is unpreventable.
And here I think we're going to see Justin rewarded for turn after turn discipline, hanging on to these emergency buttons of his.
So 4 rune chants, 1 of those is unpreventable. And so now staring down, being at 2 life, staring down 3 arcane and 5 physical with go again.
Not a place you want to be.
No, it's a very awkward spot. Now Pat does still have mask, which I think this is the turn.
It's time, buddy.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
have to.
get that value while you can.
Yeah. So we're staring. It looks like the 3rd Codex of Frailty. It's like Pat may be thinking about going to 1, which I don't know if I like. We could give up Tunic as well. Yep, give up Tunic, pitch Codex. That covers the 3 rune chance.
It's a little more efficient.
Indeed, and now he's still
Feels
sitting
better
on
than
giving up take up the mantle and mask, rolling into Orb Weaver, which does at least let him attack, no matter what. So it can still get in for 1,
that being said.
not meaningless.
I don't think Justin's done.
I don't think so either.
I mean, let's see. We've got potentially 2 block on armor, and then two blocks in hand.
Yes. So breaking the chain, getting the 2 more rune chants.
Another shadow puppetry.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
Oh, this is rough.
Filthy.
Yep. So 4 rune chants and I think can you. Let's see. So
So 1 rune chant,
yeah, 1 rune chant getting through.
shadow puppetry. Again, getting go again. So we could see a flail of agony.
Yes, almost certainly here.
Ah, hey, we've been here before. A sigil of solace, taking us up to 4 life total. Still have to deal with this attack, however.
So, yep. I mean that helps to at least stem some of the bleeding, but still staring down 7 physical, being at 4. Not a great place to be. Now that being said, Pat does not have an arsenal, so it loses a little bit of its efficacy. But does Pat's hand only block for 4?
I believe it only blocks for 4.
It just would take.
Going to 2.
Yes, yeah.
And almost assuredly going to have to give up the flick knives to block out the flail.
Yep, going down to let's see, covering 5, going down to 1.
Oh, look
yep,
at
and
that.
now this is where yep, tunic to bust the grimoire. Yep, and
Ah,
that
and
is
there
ball
it is.
game.
Fist bump. Well played, both players. Vynnset, very impressive.
Yeah, the sequencing is a tough thing to get, and,
And
Justin played that very well.
The discipline required to sit with damage in your banish zone, turn on turn, and trust and know that your deck is going to feed you what it needs to
Yes.
pay off.
Yes.
I mean, there was a point in this game where I would have given Pat maybe 80% to win,
Yeah.
and Justin pulled it out. I'm very impressed.
Yeah,
Local player. Pat is no joke. Veteran of many tournaments, many big, large national level tournaments. Both these players put on a great show.
Absolutely.
Congrats to both.
Well played to both.
Justin should be locked for top 8 now.
Yes.
Pat very much live for top 8 in round 5.
Most certainly so.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Thanks so much.
Aww.